Hello there and welcome. This is Mikhail or Michael speaking. As always, I want to say thank you all who decided to support me financially, be it through Patreon, PayPal, or Super Thanks. Today's video I will start with Kup'yans'k front, where some changes have occurred. Russians had activized here extremely in the last few weeks, and were able to capture a lot of territories. Today they were able to successfully advance within this forest in between Liman Pershi and Sinikivka, expanded their zone of control around this settlement. As a result of heavy fighting, Russians were able to capture about this much territory. As you can see, Russians are advancing within this forest in general direction of first Sinikivka and then city of Kupiansk. After many months of stalemate, this front line had become active. If you remember, about a month ago, Ukrainians have conducted a military operation and counter-attacked Russians here in between Vilshana. But if Russians are able to successfully advance within this forest and capture Sinikivka and move towards Kupiansk, this entire front line for the Ukrainian forces could become compromised. Now, there are also reports that there are some attempts by the Russian forces to cross Oska River in different places, but the result of those attempts are not reported as of right now. Then we go to Spirne. This is in the Seversk front. So here, as a result of Russian continuous attack and fighting that took around 7 days, Russians had punched through Ukrainian defensive lines, entered Spirne, and initiated the fighting for this settlement. As a result of such operations, Russians were able to capture about this much territory. As you can see, this is quite significant. With this massive development, I'm sure we can expect this settlement to fall soon, especially that Russians are not only attacking within the settlement with the support of artillery, but also going around in attempt to put more stress to Ukrainian defensive positions around the settlement. Then we also have very interesting news coming from Marinka. Here, as a result of fierce fighting to the north of the city itself, Russians were able to advance here within this sector and capture about this much territory. As you can see, this is not much, but this is Marinka we're talking about. Every millimeter of this land actually counts, as fighting here was especially fierce. Russians not only advance here to the north, but also within Marinka itself. And there is a video that I have for you of a Russian tank advancing somewhere in the center of the city towards Ukrainian positions and firing upon them. The way I know it, because the camera view would be somewhere like this, and you will be able to see this canal here. Now to that video. In fact, I'm sure this is happening somewhere here. In the distance, we could see a more high-rise buildings which are located here in the center. So the Russian tank is located somewhere deeper in this part of the city, firing upon Ukrainian positions in this sector. So I hope this gave you more insight on how fighting in Marinka works. At this point, it's a more of a positional fight than offensive fight, and that's why I'm sure Russians will try to develop their success to the flanks, as they have more space to maneuver here than within the ruined city. Now, from Marinka, let's quickly visit Avdiivka. I have an interesting video for you of Russian soldiers heavily shelling 9th quarter, or this sector right here. Now you will easily tell that this is that sector because there is a church that is located here. That is a great hint as to where this shellings is happening. So here is the video for you. So we could see the church here and force lines which Ukrainians are using to hide their defensive positions, be it trenches or anything of that manner. This indicates Russian attack that is happening towards the city itself. Usually Russians are advancing after such artillery strikes, so this coincides with reports that Russians are advancing here towards the city of Avdiivka. Now with this I end today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please consider supporting it with a like, comment, and a subscription. Also, don't forget to ring that notification bell, as it will inform you immediately when I post a new video. As always, humanity calls me to condemn all violence against human beings. Have a good day, and always remember, Russia will be free and great.